Mock Draft 3.0 here for you, Saints fans. After the trade deadline, the New Orleans Saints have a couple of extra picks due to the Rashid Shaheed trade in 2026, and you get one extra selection thanks to the Trevor Penning trade in 2027. But I'm in a trading mood now because the deadline has me feeling some type of way. So we got a couple of extra moves cooked up our sleeves. And the tough reality is that we are no longer in a position where we are realistically expecting the Saints to rattle off a win streak. That's just not going to happen. It's time to look ahead into the draft. The rest of the season for New Orleans is all about trying to see what you have in the players that are in contract years and in the young talent that is on the roster, especially the rookies and second-year players. But after the trade deadline, here are the selections you currently have. You have your own first, second, and third round pick. You get back into the fourth round thanks to the Seattle Seahawks. You have 2 picks in the fifth round. You still have a sixth and no seventh. And right now, as it stands, the New Orleans Saints hold the number 1 overall pick, and that is where we begin the Mock Draft 3.0. If you want the Saints to crush the 2026 NFL Draft, don't jinx it. Smash the thumbs up icon and like this video. This will be detrimental to the future of the success of this organization, and they need to hit on every single pick. And if you want the Saints to do that, hit the thumbs up icon. Now, first overall pick. Wait. Train alert. Wee woo. You guys have been asking for it. The Saints have the number 1 overall pick, but we're getting out of it. We're trading down to number 1 overall. The Dolphins are going to go up and get a quarterback. We're going to take the number 4 overall pick. We're going to take in 2026 their second and third round pick as well. And then in 2027 next year, we're bringing in an extra first round pick. Tell me that Trizzy didn't cook right here. I got us a whole lot of draft capital to get out of number 1 overall, and I am so excited to tell you who I took with number 4. Caleb Downs, arguably the top college football player across the country and arguably the number 1 prospect of this entire draft class, a former 5-star recruit. He transferred from Alabama after the 2023 season. He is incredible. He is a versatile player. He has great athleticism. He is a very strong communicator. And if you want to know what kind of player he is, he's a guy who can make an impact immediately in any defense that he joins. He's Kyle Hamilton-esque, an Eric Berry pro comp from what I've seen a lot across the internet. And I do think that this is a player that could be really, really helpful in the Saints defense. Hey, him, Jonas Sanker, Jordan Howden, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Quincy Riley. I mean, that's not a bad little group right there. I think that future of the DB room is very, very bright, and I could see Caleb Downs making an immediate impact. Now we go to round 2, number 33 overall. Had to get a Razorback in there. And I'm going to make a smart pick, in my opinion, edge rusher Quincy Rhodes Jr. He has really, really high-end speed, strength, and he's really, really nice against the run. He is a very strong pass rusher who has been a little bit inconsistent, but he is playing at a very, very high level for the Razorbacks. Terrible defense in Fayetteville. However, he's been one of the few bright spots. He's tied for first in the SEC in tackles for loss, elite explosiveness, elite quickness. He has high-level bend, and especially considering his size, he is a player with really, really nice athleticism, and I think he could be an excellent fit on this defense. Now I want to go get our quarterback an extra weapon, so we have an extra second-round pick, thanks to the trade. Elijah Sarrat, the wide receiver for Indiana. I am here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this player could slide perfectly into the Saints offense. And I've taken him before in mock drafts, and he is a guy that I think could be really, really helpful in an offense that lacks size, that lacks offensive explosiveness, that needs to prioritize the wide receiver position. I think he fits a need. He's big, he's physical, he can run, he can do whatever you want, and I believe that this is a really smart pick, round 2, number 36 overall. We've already got a handful of picks made, and if you want more mock drafts, let me know by hitting the sub button on this video. Subscribe to Saints Now by Chat Sports because we provide content all year round. But if you want me to do more mock drafts, send me a message by hitting the sub button. If we get 20 subscribers on this video, I promise I'll do another mock draft next week. Now, we got another trade. I told you I was feeling trade happy. This one, a little bit, you guys might not like it, but I think this is a smart one. Now, Eric McCoy heads over to the Tennessee Titans to replace Lloyd Cushenberry. Hear me out. I don't want to trade Eric McCoy away. I really, really like him as a player. He is one of the best centers in the league when he's healthy. However, he has missed significant time in the past 2 years. This year, he's going to miss the rest of the season. Last year, he missed significant time. You got to get younger. You got to get cheaper. You have to create the opportunity to build for the future. I do believe Eric McCoy is a part of the long-term plans, but if not, you can replace him in the draft right away. And I don't think that this return is all that bad. 2 third-round picks and a 4th next year. I mean, hey, I will take that return all day long. Now, again, I don't want to trade Eric McCoy away, but this was an offer that, quite frankly, I don't think I could refuse. And I went ahead and replaced him with that pick, number 65 overall, Jake Slaughter, the center out of Florida. He has a really, really interesting blend of physicality and a high football IQ, and he's somebody who can be very versatile depending on whatever scheme you want him to play in. He is very high functioning in both zones concepts, and he's very high functioning with his high football IQ, his physical tools, and he's very technically sound. He has really nice strengths in the run game. He's very strong as a pass protector as well, and I think that he's somebody that if you needed to trade away Eric McCoy, or if that was something that you thought you could do and replace him right away, Jake Slaughter, I think, is an excellent option to be a pick. Again, I'm not saying the Saints should go trade Eric McCoy, but hey, it's my mock draft. I told you I was going to get crazy. Now you got to pick right after 65 and number 66, but you don't have number 67. Now, Eli Stowers with a tight end out of Vanderbilt, the former quarterback turned tight end. In high school, he played quarterback out here in Denton, Texas. And Eli Stowers, he's not much of a true tight end. He struggles as a blocker, but he's like a big receiver, if you will. And he's somebody that could be really, really helpful in the offense. In the tight end position in New Orleans, quite frankly, we're just not getting enough out of it. He does need to develop as a blocker, but he's a dynamic pass catcher. He has elite speed. He's dangerous in the red zone. He is phenomenal when it comes to contested catches. And if you send him on a seam route, he's going to be making highlight plays all game long. So I think that Eli Stowers could provide much-needed juice to the tight end position and give us a massive upgrade. Now let's kick it into our last pick in the 3rd round. LSU legend Whit Weeks. We're going to have our own exciting whites on the Saints defense. Could you imagine Whit Weeks and Danny Stutzman next to each other? This guy plays with sideline-to-sideline speed. He has such nice range. He's extremely explosive. He has a little bit smaller of a frame, but the strength that he has, the technique he uses, the energy and the fire he plays with more than makes up for it. And I do think that he's somebody who's shown consistent production against high-level talent. And at the end of the day, I can't tell you how many times I go back and watch LSU games, or I tune into LSU games when the Hogs are losing, because it's really easy to do that nowadays. I see him make play after play after play when the Tigers need them to step up. And especially one game comes to mind when he took over against the Arkansas Razorbacks last year. I think that he could be an excellent addition into the linebacker room, and he could be a very high-level contributor in that rotation. And honestly, you could have him or Stutzman play the star role or the, kind of do it all. You could have literally either one of them do whatever you want, and I think that that could be a really, really fun linebacker room if you bring in Whit Weeks, the LSU legend. Now we're going to continue on with our mock draft 3.0. Got a handful of more picks because we did make a couple of trades, and then we're going to recap it all here. But first things first, got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Chubbies. And Chubbies is more than just shorts. It's fall wear too, and it's super comfortable. It's super stretchy. The fabric is nice. The colors are vibrant, and I absolutely love the comfort collection. It features the Everywhere Jogger. It's the perfect pant for impromptu naps, weekend errands, and everything in between. Maddie and I have been going on all sorts of fun dates, and we have a lot more fun ones planned throughout the holiday season, and I'll be wearing my Everywhere joggers, everywhere. The leaves are turning, the temps are dropping. The weekend air is getting that nice autumn crisp. And whether you're going to a tailgate, whether you're watching games at home, whether you're kicking it back with the boys, having a fun night in front of the fire pit, slugging a couple of beers, Chubby's is here to make sure that you feel good, you look better, and your confidence is through the roof. I've been rocking Chubby's gear for a long, long time now, and you guys know that I always have the hookup. So head over to chubbyshorts.com/chatsports, and now you'll get 20% off your order for a limited time. Now, whether you're layering up for those tailgates, lounging through lazy Sundays, or just leaning fully into fall comfort, Chubby's has you covered. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners 20% off your order with the code CHATSPORTS at chubbyshorts.com/chatsports. That's code CHATSPORTS at chubbyshorts.com/chatsports. Click the link in the comments and description of this video and get swagged out with Chubby's. Now we're going to get into the fourth round of my mock draft. Round 4, 102 overall. I want to add a little bit of depth into the defensive back room. Malik Muhammad, the cornerback out of Texas from DeSoto. He played here in Dallas at South Oak Cliff High School, and I know a lot of y'all aren't really tapped into high school football, but ironically enough, I know a little bit about SOC, and they are amazing. They have developed a lot of really nice talent, and SOC has a really nice guy in Malik Muhammad. He has been doing a lot of good things for the Texas Longhorns. Ever since his freshman year, he has been a contributor. He's versatile. He has nice instincts, has a very high football IQ. He's a natural-born athlete. And you can have him play inside at the nickel. You can have him play outside. You can even ask him to drop back if you need him to. And he does stand out as a complete defender. And so in my opinion, when you're looking to the Saints defense, you just need to bring in more talent. You need to bring in more dogs. You need to bring in more guys that will just raise the overall talent level of the roster. It doesn't matter how many guys we have on here that we know and love and how many players that we drafted however many years ago and we're like, we still really want to give it a shot. You got to get the best players on your roster, and I think Malik Muhammad could be a really good player that could provide some consistency to the cornerback room. Now, in round 4, you have another pick thanks to the trade we made earlier, so I went Damon Caiborne. Guys, let me tell you about this. I haven't really known much about this player. Going through my mock draft, I see him pop up, kind of sparks my attention a little bit. I'll tell you what, this guy reminds me a lot of Darren Sproles. He's slippery as hell. He has insane flexibility. His speed is off the charts. He's agile as shit, and he has untapped receiving potential, in my opinion. I mean, you see flashes with it, but get him more consistency there. I think that he could be a high-level contributor. He's definitely that complimentary back. Like, he could be the zoom to the boom, if you will. I wonder if he could be a great complement to Devin Neal. We don't know because we haven't really seen him do much outside of protect the passer. And I do think that the Saints have an underrated need at running back. Kendre Miller has not been able to prove that he can stay healthy and stay on the field all year round. Alvin Kamara is not getting any younger, and we just don't know what we have in Devin Neal. And quite frankly, you just got to upgrade at the running back position as well. The offensive line blows, the rushing offense blows. You need more production out of the running back room, and I think that this player could provide some of that. Now let's go to round 5. More offensive talent to Kellen Moore. Bryce Lance, the wide receiver out of North Dakota State. He is a player with strong physical traits. He has really nice ball skills and really good body control. He's a possession receiver through and through. And I think that when you turn on his tape, you can see that he has reliable hands. And when it comes to contested catches, he is a guy who will win more times than he will lose. And I think when you talk about the Saints who struggle in the red zone, you have to consider adding red zone threats, and this guy is a red zone threat. There is some concerns when it comes to his speed, but, when you're getting a 5th-round wide receiver, you're not asking him to be a wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. It's, a wide receiver 3 or a 4, and, he does have upside where he could be a contributor at the X receiver role. So, you add a little bit more juice to the Saints offense. You're giving your quarterback no opportunities to fail, and I think that this is a good strategy to go about this because then if it doesn't work out, guess what? You're picking top of the draft again next year, and you can take whatever quarterback you want. But you can't at least say you didn't give Tyler Sheck a chance. And plus, you get to develop everything else around and then plug in the quarterback later. But talking about offense, guess what? We added one more piece just to shore up the offensive line. We added some interior juice. I really like the tackles in Fuaga and Kelvin Banks. I think that you got your guys right there. Eric McCoy, obviously, in this mock draft, we traded away. I do think that he is your long-term center, unless you trade him away. But at the guards, you obviously got rid of Trevor Penning. Dylan Radins is now the starter. You have Cesar Ruiz. There was a lot of buzz about them moving on from him. I'm not necessarily impressed with him too much, so I added Jaden Roberts, the guard out of Alabama. He's dominant in the run game. He does struggle a little bit when it comes to playing in open space. All of his snaps are at the right guard position. That is something that's worth noting because Cesar Ruiz is your starting right guard. He's a tone setter, though. He has a mean streak, and he has that mentality that's just finish, finish, finish. And I really do like that in my offensive lineman. Only one hurry allowed so far in 2025. No sacks, no quarterback hits. And you can see the flashes and you can see the potential. You just need to get a little bit extra work with him. And I think that he can develop into a nice offensive lineman. And at the bare minimum, provide some extra depth next to Torricelli Simpkins and potentially Dylan Radins, depending on how you go about the future of the offensive line. You definitely need an extra guard now, especially considering Trevor Penning's at the mix. Now, I went with one more player in the 6th round, Isaiah Wacobia. I really like this player. I had the opportunity and the pleasure of getting to watch him here in Dallas, SMU versus Miami. I went to go scout Ruben Bain Jr., and I fell in love with this player and a couple of the other defensive backs at SMU. Look, he's very versatile. Over 100 snaps at slot, in the box, and back deep. He can play anywhere you want. He has 11 career interceptions. He can provide immediate value in run support and underneath zone coverage. And when it comes to his traits and his instincts, they're exceptional, but he does have some physical limitations. I think when it comes to the defensive backs and the safety room and this defense as a whole, get younger, get smarter, get quicker, get faster, get better, and you will see the team evolve. You will see the team change. And when it comes to Brandon Staley, I like the defense that we got going in there. You just got to put more pieces in. Justin Reed is obviously not going to be a long-term part of this. So I think when it comes to adding another safety, you added one in your first pick. Why not add one in your last pick too? Now here's my mock draft 3.0. I want you to grade it for me in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you think. Reminder, we got a couple of extra picks in 2027 as well, and you landed all of these players that you see on your screen. I'm not going to lie, I think I cooked here personally. Friendly reminder in terms of extra capital in the future. In the first trade we made, 2027 first-round pick from the Dolphins. I do expect that to be pretty high. And then you get an extra 4th-round pick in 2027 thanks to the trade that we did with Eric McCoy and where we drafted Jake Slaughter and Eli Stowers. Let me know what you guys think about my mock draft. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's video. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard for my guy Loco Lopez. Y'all stay golden. And hey, the trade deadline, it is over, but it's time to look ahead to the future, and we're going to be here every step of the way. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time.